Star Wars is one of the, if not the biggest science fiction fantasy franchise of all time. Yep, I added in fantasy because of the Force being there, which makes it feel like space magic. But aside from that, the galaxy far, far away is full of spaceships, aircrafts, speeders, and weapon systems of all types. There are in fact too many that it is next to impossible to count or even remember. So just to let you know, Star Wars is divided into things that are canon and the things that are more mythical, which falls into the Star Wars Legends category. And in both of these timelines, if you could call it that, there are things that are so huge that we can safely term them as megastructures. These are things that were built piece by piece over long periods of time, and they testify the advancement and scope of this setting. Again, just to let you know beforehand, the Starkiller base and Coruscant are not counted here in this top 10 list because they have a whole planet as their basal foundation, which makes them more of modified worlds. But don't be worried, there are structures here that are way bigger than them both. So here are 10 of the biggest megastructures in Star Wars. Let's get banging. On the 10th spot we have the Cloud City of Bespin. The Cloud City is a floating city in the Star Wars universe. In Canon, built high above the gas giant planet called Bespin, it sits about 60,000 kilometers or 59,000 kilometers to be more exact above the planet's core, surrounded by thick orange clouds. The city itself is huge, about 16.2 kilometers wide and 17.3 kilometers tall, and it is shaped like a giant saucer at the top. Inside it has 392 levels plus a top plaza called the Level 0. Millions of people live there, with a population of over 5.4 million. The upper levels are filled with hotels, casinos, and luxury areas, while the lower levels are more industrial and used for work. The city also has special gravity control generators that help it float steadily in the sky in the planet's atmosphere. Cloud City is often called a megastructure because it is not just a building, it is a small self-contained world. It has homes, workplaces, factories, and even government centers all in one place. Its main job is to collect Tibanna gas, which is pulled from the clouds using tractor beams, and this is refined inside the city. This gas is very valuable in the galaxy because it is used for powering weapons and ships. Because of its massive size and the ability to support millions of people while floating in the air, the Cloud City of Bespin can thus be classified as a megastructure, but on the smaller side here in this galaxy. But keep in mind, it is like 4.6 times the size of the city of Manhattan, so let that sink in. Number 9. The Starforge. Up next here is the Starforge from Star Wars Legends. This was originally built by the ancient race called the Rakata thousands of years before the Galactic Republic. It was designed to be a massive automated shipyard that could create an endless army. The Starforge pulls energy and raw material from a nearby star, using it to build ships, droids, and weapons non-stop. Its shape was huge and complex, with a central sphere and 3 long fins stretching outwards, and it measured 28 kilometers long. These fins it possesses helps to collect energy and matter from the star. Inside it has factories, defenses, and production lines that could make thousands of battle droids and warships very quickly. This Starforge is a megastructure because it is far more than just a station. It's like a gigantic machine built for endless war. It could supply an entire army by itself without running out of resources. But it also had a darker side. The Rakata who built it were deeply connected to the dark side of the Force, and the station started to absorb and feed on that energy, and over time it became almost like a living thing, slowly corrupting anyone who used it or even set foot on this structure. Now number 8. The Valadusia Station. Naval Station Valadusia is a massive Imperial space station in the Star Wars universe, located in the Expansion region. It orbits a blue-colored planet and serves as a major refueling and docking hub for the Galactic Empire Navy. The station is huge, about 31 kilometers long, 21 kilometers wide, and 17 kilometers tall. It has a central body with 2 tall towers, one which is on top and one at the bottom, along with large spherical modules attached to its outside. In fact, it can handle at least 15 large warships at the same time, including gigantic vessels like the Assertor-class Star Dreadnoughts, multiple battle cruisers, and even several Star Destroyers. Instead of being a city like Cloud City, it acts like a gigantic spaceport and a fuel station for warships. It can refuel some of the biggest ships ever built. The station's design, with multiple docking areas and huge internal systems, shows how advanced Imperial engineering was. because it can support so many massive ships at once and operate as a key part of a galactic-wide military network. Naval Station Valadusia is more than just a station. It is also a large-scale structure built to keep an entire fleet running almost indefinitely. Now at the 7th spot we have the Supremacy. This is a gigantic warship seen in the new trilogy, which was used as the main base for the First Order and was commanded by Supreme Leader Snoke. It is unbelievably large, about 13 kilometers long and a massive 60 kilometers wide, which makes it the biggest ship ever built in the galaxy. Instead of just being a battleship, it also worked like a flying city and the headquarters for the First Order, with over 2.2 million people living and working inside. The ship has powerful engines and a very fast hyperdrive along with multiple reactors to keep everything running. It is so big that it can actually carry and dock other huge ships like the Star Destroyers, both inside of it and outside its structure. It has factories, command centers, and military areas all built into one moving structure. Entire armies of stormtroopers can be prepared and deployed from the inside, and thus it acts like a control center as well for the First Order's forces. Its massive wingspan and complex internal system makes it more like a mobile base than a normal ship. And even though it was incredibly powerful and large, it was destroyed when the resistance ship Raddus split it in half during the battle near Crate. And how it was split in half? Well, the Raddus went into full hyperdrive right through it. On the 6th spot we have the Death Stars. Well, the Death Star is the most iconic creation of Star Wars. It is a gigantic moon-sized space station built by the Galactic Empire and was designed to destroy entire worlds using a super laser powered by kyber crystals. The first version was called the DS-1 Death Star, the first Death Star, which was massive, about 160 kilometers in diameter, and had room for over 1 million people, including soldiers, officers, and crew. The station could travel through space, it had thousands of weapons for defense, and it acted like a fully operational military base. It was powerful enough to destroy planets like Alderaan. After the first one was destroyed, the Empire built a second version, the Death Star 2 DS-2, which was even larger at around 200 kilometers and more powerful, though it was not really fully completed. Both stations were eventually destroyed by the Rebel Alliance. Now on the 5th spot we have the Centerpoint Station. This is one of the oldest and most powerful creation in the galaxy far, far away, and it is from Legends. Built around 100,000 BBY by the race known as the Killiks, it is a gigantic space station which is shaped like a partly see-through sphere. It is about 350 kilometers long and 100 kilometers wide, which makes it even larger than the Death Stars. At its center is a huge hollow chamber about 60 kilometers across, which contains a glowing ball of energy called the glow point, which powers the entire station. Since it was built before artificial gravity existed, the entire station slowly spins on its axis to create gravity for people inside, using centrifugal force. It also had around 2,000 decks packed into about 20 kilometers of internal structure. It is filled with systems, rooms, and machinery, of course. It is a true megastructure because of what it can do as well. It doesn't just build or destroy things, it can actually move entire planets, stars, and even black holes using a special hyperspace tractor beam. This beam, powered by massive energy systems inside the station from the glow point, makes it one of the most advanced technologies ever created. It can also use this power to destroy planets or stars by crushing them with intense gravitational forces. And actually the Coruscant system was created by the Centerpoint Station. On the 4th spot we have the Glavis ring world. So this is a unique space structure seen in the Boba Fett series, and it is known to be a ring world built around a small star in the core worlds. The ring is about 158 kilometers across, so that means around 500 kilometers in circumference, and has a hollow, open loop design, which means parts of it are open to space while still holding an atmosphere. The inside surface of the ring is where people live, forming a long, continuous city that stretches all the way around. Around 1.6 million beings live there, which means not just people but other creatures as well, which creates a busy and diverse community. The ring has artificial gravity that pulls everything towards the inner surface, so people can walk around it like they're on the ground. And when it spins, it actually creates centrifugal force as well. And even though it always faces the star and it gets sunlight, special eclipse pallets or plates slide into place to create night, which gives the station a normal day and night cycle. Instead of being a single station or a ship, it's more like a long curved world where people can live, work and travel. Its design allows for a stable environment with air, gravity and controlled lighting, which makes it feel more like a real planet even though it is artificial. Thus the Glavis ring world is a great example of a megastructure built for everyday life rather than just for war or industry. On the third spot we have the Kuwat Drive Yards. So the Kuwat Drive Yards, the KDY, is one of the most powerful shipbuilding companies in the Star Wars galaxy. It is based on the planet of Kuwat, but its main facility, the Kuwat Drive Yards, are orbital shipyards in space. It is a gigantic ring that surrounds the entire planet, and given that Kuwat is roughly 10,000 kilometers in diameter, that means the station has a circumference of over 40 to 45,000 kilometers. This ring acts like a massive factory in space where huge warships and vehicles are built, and over time KDY became famous for creating some of the galaxy's most powerful machines, including Imperial Star Destroyers and walkers like the AT-AT. During the Clone Wars, it produced many of the Republic's ships and vehicles. The ring shipyards are enormous, stretching all the way around a planet, which makes them far bigger than normal space stations. And instead of building one or two ships at a time, they can produce large fleets continuously. So when the Galactic Empire took control of it, it was then used to create the iconic ships like the Imperial-class Star Destroyers in huge numbers. On the second spot we have the Ringo Vinda. This is a space station that is also a gigantic ring-shaped structure like the Kuwat Drive Yards that completely circles a planet called Ringo Vinda. It was originally built as a civilian graving dock, which means it was used to build and repair large starships. This station is enormous because it wraps all the way around a planet just like the Kuwat Drive Yards, which makes it much bigger than a normal space station, of course. During the Clone Wars, it became very important as both the Republic and the Separatists fought to control over it. After the war, the Galactic Empire turned the ring station into a massive shipbuilding factory. Instead of just repairing ships here, it started producing large warships like Imperial Star Destroyers for the Imperial Navy, and because the planet is around 11,300 kilometers in diameter, that makes the station over 40 to 50,000 kilometers in circumference, a little bit bigger than the Kuwat Drive Yards. And the biggest is the Iokath Dyson sphere. So Iokath is the biggest and most advanced creation in Star Wars. It is a gigantic artificial sphere built completely around a star in the unknown regions of the galaxy. The builders destroyed every planet and object in the system and used all of that material to construct this massive shell. The sphere fully surrounds the star, capturing all of its energy to power the entire structure and more. The surface of this Dyson sphere is made of huge hexagonal sections with openings that let ships fly in and out. Iokath is a true megastructure in the sense of it because it works like a fully controlled, self-sustaining world powered by a star, and it encircles or encapsulates the star. Advanced droids handle most everyday work, and there are millions or even billions of them, from repairs to security, and this keeps everything running smoothly. The entire structure can even change and expand when needed, which makes it incredibly flexible. And aside from that, it can also act like a gigantic data storage system, which holds massive amounts of information across its surface, more than what the entire galaxy can provide. And so with that, we come to the end of this video on the 10 biggest megastructures in the Star Wars galaxy. Well, hit the like button for support and also the notification bell there for regular updates on new uploads. Also subscribe to be a part of Legion Notebook. And so till the next time, take care, boys.